Gerry McGovern is the head of design for Land Rover. And Gerry, you were telling me about the journey of transformation of the Land Rover brand. What do you mean by that?
Well, for quite a few years now, Land Rover has been transforming itself. It's gone from what used to be a very specialist vehicle, which was very much preoccupied with off-road capability, to what I would call a more universally desirable brand. A lot of that is coming from the appeal of the vehicle's design being right at its very core. One of the vehicles that started that transformation was the Evoque, and we've seen lots of new vehicles since then, new Range Rover Sports. So part of what we do is not just replace our established vehicles, but also look at opportunities to give greater resonance to customers by introducing new types of vehicles to the market, like this vehicle over here, the Range Rover Velar, which has gained great critical acclaim from the world's press, and customers are loving it too. It's probably our greatest so far manifestation of what I would call a modernist approach to design, which is all about reduction. This has flush door handles, for example, although they're sticking out at the moment because the doors are open.
Well, wait, hold on. Talk about the roof a minute, because you've blacked out the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can get this vehicle with a body colour roof, but we like to play the tunes in terms of giving customers more choice. And one of the key elements of a Range Rover design is what we call this continuous belt line. You don't have any sort of distraction from the belt to the bonnet. It's a continuum. And what the black roof does, of course, is it emphasises the cabin sitting on the waist, sitting on those shoulders, and it adds to its visual sort of desirability. As do things like, you know, gloss black wheels and all sorts of what I would call not necessarily visual trickery, but things that we do to emphasize the design.
And I want to pick up on the gloss black wheels for a moment, because most of your vehicles here have painted brake calipers, but the black wheels do not.
No, nothing. I mean, if you're going to go for a gloss black wheel, I think it's important not to create any visual confusion within that by creating another colour. I mean, it can work, but generally, you know, interestingly, black wheels are something that have become, you know, certain vehicles look super with gloss black wheels. Not all of them. If you want to create a sort of stealth-like appearance, you know, gloss black wheels, satin finishes are the way to do that. If you want to be more formal, more elegant, then, you know, back to the more traditional lighter colour wheels. It's giving customers choice. What I have to do is make sure that all of these things maintain the integrity of the brand and are keeping with our overall design philosophy and our brand essence.
Speaking of that, let's talk about the brand essence of the Range Rover. It's always been an elegant vehicle, but you've taken this version of it a scale notch up.
I mean, one of the things we've been doing with Range Rover particularly, and it does lend itself beautifully to this, is we've been scaling up on the refinement and the luxury execution. I mean, the interior of this vehicle is super. It is literally like a luxury hotel on wheels. I mean, the level of comfort, particularly at the rear, because a lot of people that have this is a long wheelbase version, so you got extra leg room. A lot of people that buy this vehicle around the world, you know, will be chauffeur driven in it. So actually the rear occupant space becomes more important, but we try and get that equality between the two. I mean, this has got a whole array of luxury features and options. It has something like 22 different massages on these rear seats, and they're designed to be they're wide. You sit in a Range Rover almost like you're sitting on the throne. It's got that sense of elevation. And, you know, when we talk to our customers about it, they say, you know, when you say, what would you like to see in the next generation Range Rover? How would you like to see it change? They say, oh, don't change it, just make it better. And that's literally what we are doing in terms of its refinement.
And might this interior be maybe a harbinger of somewhere down the road in the future of an autonomous car where you just luxuriate in a vehicle where you don't even have to worry about the driving?
Well, I mean, autonomous driving, you know, there's a lot of talk about that now, and it will eventually come. It will take time, but we are future-proofing for autonomous driving. which actually, raises various questions about if you're not driving the vehicle, what are you doing? Are you reading? Are you having a sleep? Are you turned round talking to the rear occupants? Whatever. I think eventually we'll get to the point of that duality where consumers will have the ability to do both. They'll drive the car when they want to drive it, and when they don't want to drive it, they won't.
Okay, now let's completely change and go over to what you've said is the most capable Land Rover ever.
Yeah. So this is our Discovery, and this is based on the new Discovery that we launched this year. In fact, we did the test drive here in America in Utah. It's in Arizona, isn't it? Utah, Arizona.
No, Utah's a state all to itself.
Of course it is. Yes, showing my geographical ignorance. So this takes what has been seen as a big departure for Discovery in terms of its design, and made it absolutely the most capable vehicle. Of course, at Land Rover we have a wealth of experience in terms of off-road capability, over 68 years in fact, and that has been applied to the way we've engineered this vehicle to make it absolutely capable anywhere. Go anywhere, kick the hell out of it, it will get up for more. That's been reflected in the design. You can see that the car sits higher than a standard vehicle so that it maximises its ability to go on all terrains, high approach angles, departure angles, breakover angles. There's a lot of technical feature in this vehicle. In terms of the aesthetics of the vehicle, one thing that alludes to its capability and its durability is this satin paint finish. And then there are lots of other details on the vehicle that differentiate it from the core car.
Okay, wait, let me stop you right there. The satin finish.
Yeah.
Plus you've got these little X's that just sort of, I didn't even notice it until we just walked up to it.
I mean, the design can be a sort of journey of discovery, excuse the pun, given this is a Discovery, but that X, that SVX, we just wanted to subtly highlight that into that finish.
Can you do this in production, or is this just a
This is no. We are doing it. This is a hand-built vehicle. This particular vehicle is hand-built at our special vehicle operations in Oxford Road in England. So yes, you can have that. That's what the SVX version looks like.
What I love about everything that you're talking about is these are existing vehicles, but you're adding elements of design that really change the nature of it.
So what we found is that there is an appetite from our customers to have vehicles that are bespoke more towards their particular preferences. Now, with all of these, we've got SVX, we've got SV Autobiography, we can talk about this one, which is SVR. We take our vehicles, which have been designed and optimized in their purest form to be the best they possibly can, and then we amplify specific areas that people want. So on this one, we're amplifying its capability. On the SV Autobiography, we're amplifying that luxury execution. And on this one, which is the Range Rover SVR, we're amplifying its power. And the design talks to that. On this particular vehicle, you've noticed it's got a carbon bonnet, it's got lightweight seats, lightweight alloys. It's been in the wind tunnel. We've modified the design to optimize its aerodynamics, to give it better downforce. All of those things help to reduce the physical mass that helps increase the power. It has a faster powertrain as well. So that's what this vehicle is about. And this is a supercar in terms of its performance, but it's a long distance supercar. You have a supercar that's very comfortable that you can drive in and be in for hours on end. Mm-hmm. It's a supercar.
Well, Gerry McGovern, we're going to have to wrap it up. Thanks so much for your time. You've given us a great primer on Land Rover design.
Thank you. Pleasure.
In 10 feet, imagine yourself as the boss. Recalculating. No time at all. Realize you don't have to be the CEO. to enjoy the amenities of the VIP suite. Your all-new Compass.